Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another daily indoctrination broadcast from
You're
the
in it.
collective. I am your host, Council Unit Number N-01, Designation IO, and here's Cass with me as well. We're going to be doing a raid on the DOJ, of course. So let's get into it. I did, before we go into the main thing I want to talk about today, I did want to. I did see one thing about Epstein today. Nothing major, but it was basically someone saying that, like, well, Trump told us that the last time he hung out with Epstein was in 2002, and then later he told us that he called the police on him in 2006. But why does this email say that he was hanging out with Epstein in December of 2016? And maybe that's what it means, but the email reads something to the effect of, like, Trump's people are here. But it's like, that doesn't mean Trump is there. That doesn't mean, like, what? That doesn't mean anything. Like, what it will, like...
Yeah, there's no, like, actual physical proof.
Yeah, Trump's
like a
people,
picture
like...
or something.
Like, what... Or, like, they didn't even say Trump's people. It says Trump people. And it's like, what do you mean? What, do you mean people who support Trump? Do you mean people with the last name Trump? Because he's not the only one.
Is it like his like personal guard and stuff? Like it.
Yeah, like is it people that work for him? Like it doesn't. Like who the fuck knows?
It makes me think it's like a Chat GPT fucking thing put together.
Yeah, well, I think the weirdest part of that set of emails is that, like, there's a bunch of characters that are just randomly replaced with an equal sign. And I'm like, this reads like a code, but it's not, like, it doesn't seem intentional. There's no, like, pattern to it. So I don't, like, it's not like it's the same letter being constantly replaced with the equal sign. It's just, like, random characters. And I don't know. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
But the main thing I wanted to talk about today is the Subnautica situation, because I brought it up yesterday about Subnautica 2 and how, I think the game is pretty good. I'm kind of sad that the developers, well, one of the developers, decided to respond to someone asking for combat options by telling them to fuck off and go play Sons of the Forest. I mean, obviously they were maybe a little bit nicer than that, but it's still like in an environment where we've had a lot of devs telling players to fuck off and play some other game that suits them better. It's really, really bad timing. It's really out of touch to be still doing that after so many games with that mindset behind them have flopped recently.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was some level designer. It wasn't the head of the studio, but we do have stuff about the head of the studio doing similar things where he, like, because he talked about, I think it was the head of the studio, or like one of the co-founders, saying that he, the Sandy Hook thing inspired them to make a survival game where you don't have any guns, but there's still, like, the stasis rifle that you can use to stun enemies so you can get away, or to scan them, for example. There's the torpedoes, the two types of torpedoes that you have in the game that you can either be equipped to your prawn suit or your Seamoth, which also are ways of stunning enemies, basically. You can even damage enemies with the survival knife that you get at the beginning of the game, in the first game. In the second game, you don't get a survival knife, you get a survival multi-tool, which is like kind of like a hammer/axe thing. But I don't even think it damages anything. I don't think you can actually kill things. I mean, granted, you can eat fish, so you're killing those, certainly. But so killing something to sustain yourself and continue to survive, that's okay. But killing something to prevent it from killing you so you can survive, that's not okay.
Yeah. Self-defense is not okay in the world of Subnautica, I guess.
Yeah, well, and I guess the thing is that
monsters.
Like, yeah, they're saying, like, maybe their angle is that, like, oh, well, because you can reprint infinitely, whenever you die, you just wake up in the biobed, essentially. Then it doesn't matter, right? You shouldn't have to try and fight back. But it's also like, but the AI that is, like, hinted at being, like, corrupt or evil, run by the evil corporation that sent you there, like, has been denying people reprinting and stuff like that, and just been like essentially perma-killing people. So like that's not an excuse. So what are we talking about here? Classic Kaiju, welcome in. Have you heard of Jimmy Seville?
Oh yeah,
I think I have.
So Jimmy Savile was a I think he did music, but he also was like a host or something. He was a prominent figure in the UK in like the 70s.
Okay.
And then after he died, it came out that he was like a prolific pedophile.
Ugh.
Like horrible dude. Like
oh,
Epstein
I think
level.
I have heard. Yeah, I think that I've heard of this guy.
Well, and he was like knighted and stuff too. So it was just. I think he was knighted.
he was knighted, you say? Sort of like David Attenborough.
Really.
Yeah, Classic Kaiju said just that he's like Epstein level. That's crazy.
Yeah. I wouldn't say on the level of like trafficking, but on the level of victims it's like hundreds.
Yeah.
Apparently. It's horrible. Yeah.
He was like Weinstein levels or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
and of course, like nobody knew until after he died.
It's crazy that he got away with it.
I found the room.
Oh, he was rumored to traffic as well. Okay.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Thank you. Thank you for that horrible bit of information. I don't know why I said thank you.
It's all about punishing the pedos, right? Especially the human traffickers. I think that's definitely, it adds more weight to it, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he had access to morgues and children's hospitals. Fuck that.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Morgues?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, well, and some hospitals have
morgues. I didn't know that.
I thought it was. But...
I thought it was.
I'm gonna vom, dude.
I thought all of his victims were alive. I had no idea. That's horrible.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Huh.
Well, wow. It's also like
I mean, granted, Epstein was believed to have done stuff like that too.
Ew, oh yeah, fair. Yeah.
Yeah, don't know for sure how much of it like happened or whether it happened, but like there's a lot of discussion that's been around that. So, good lord.
Yeah, well, it's like Warren Jeffs too. Do you know about the Warren Jeffs thing?
Do I?
So
that name sounds less familiar to me.
Yeah, so Warren Jeffs was the prophet for the FLDS, so the fundamentalist Mormons, like the ones who do polygamy and shit.
Oh.
And yeah, and he had many wives who were underage, and basically was a trafficker because he would marry off children to men, to grown men, and say it was like part of because he's the word of God. That's what they believe. The prophet is God in a way.
Oh, Classic Kaiju says that Jimmy Savile was friends with King Charles and Margaret Thatcher and other politicians. Yeah, that's how they do it. They get in bed with these people that are really powerful, and they
become untouchable, basically. Probably because they all would end up knowing each other's dirty little secrets, and they wouldn't want to tip over.
Well, they're all cheaters in some way. Would be the way I'd see it.
Yeah.
Almost every person who seeks power is the least is the last person you'd ever want to have the power.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Because I mean, it's probably just led by greed at that point.
Yeah, well, it's a desire for control and a belief that they can do better. And that's actually, it's funny that that's sort of what we're talking about, because like it's sort of what I talked about in my review of Subnautica 2, is that, it seems like the Subnautica 2 devs believe that violence is only good if they're the ones that wield it, because they'll design nightmarish monstrosities to hunt you down in the depths of the ocean, actively giving people who didn't previously have it thalassophobia.
Yeah.
And, you know, they can, and these monsters, the crazy thing about it too is like, I'm gonna give Unknown Worlds the same bit of criticism that I gave to Snail Games in Wildcard about Ark Survival Evolved, is that the creatures in your creature-focused survival game don't have any behaviors beyond kill things.
Yeah.
Like, they don't ever go to sleep, they don't ever get full, they're always hungry, trying to hunt people down and eat them. They attack everything within range. They don't have nests, they don't have roots, they don't have anything. They just walk in a random direction and
then attack.
Yeah. It's sad that we haven't innovated in that space very much in games, and Subnautica 2 is no exception. These monsters, all they ever do is hunt. There is no, rest cycle. There is no, like, they all have a specific territory, but not a nest or anything like that. And so it's like, if you, they can hunt mindlessly without end for all time, and that's fine. But the humans, the evil humans who try to fight back, are the ones that are evil. And that's the thing, is the game has a little bit more of that finger waggy, like, humans are evil and destroy the environment kind of narrative, which I understand. Like, a lot of people do that in games, and it's been around forever. But when it gets too preachy, and the first game had it a bit too, and I think this one's a little bit worse about it. But it's like, what, do you guys know better? Like, what, you're better than everyone else that came before? You would never have done the same things they did? What are you talking about? Like, Jesus Christ, man.
Are we talking about the worst monster in any video game?
Man.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
I just don't like the self-flagellation. Like, I'm not a Catholic. I don't need to be doing that shit.
Yeah.
Straight up, like...
Just say 30 Hail Marys and fuck off, please. Thank you.
Yeah. And the thing is, and I want to be clear, I don't care if Unknown Worlds adds direct combat options to Subnautica 2. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. That doesn't bother me either way. But respect the people who feed you. Like, your fans who supported you after such a long delay with this game coming out, and the strife that you faced with your former fucking publisher, Crafton, and the fact that you finally won that lawsuit against them, and, like, are able to actually take back control of your creative vision and do your thing. We're here for that. We support that. That's why the game got wishlisted 5 million times just before launch. Because I unwishlisted it. As soon as I found out that Crafton was fucking around, I unwishlisted that shit. As soon as I found out that Unknown Worlds had won their case against them, I put it back on my wish list. And then I got it when it came out. And it's like... I just, like, that shit is just, like... You're gonna tell your fans, the people that supported you through thick and thin on this...
But they're
just
dumb
fuck off.
for having... Yeah, it's stupid.
And virtually... And to be fair, they put out an apology. And that's sort of where it kind of gets into a weird territory, because they have this really lame... like, corporate speak apology, like, oh, well, we don't, it's not our intention to shame anybody or anything like that. I'm like, and even if the apology was, like, great and human and everything, which it's not, it doesn't mean much next to just straight up, like, addressing the issues, because they actually, even in the apology, danced around the problem. They didn't talk about how they are out here trying to force gun legislation through the medium of their video games. They didn't talk about how that's a problem that they really want to solve through a survival game where you're trapped on an alien world and being hunted by fucking evil monsters in the ocean. While fighting off a viral infection, which is kind of the plot of this game as well. Part of it, anyways.
Yeah. Well, it just comes across just a little bit virtue signally, and trying to use, like, the buzzword of, Sandy Hook, which is kind of gross, because, like, children died.
Yeah. Well, it's politicizing, or not even really politicizing, but like it's capitalizing on a tragedy in order to make yourself look good. It's never a good idea to do that, especially when it's children being killed. Like, what are we talking about? Like, and that's sort of the thing with like Christopher Nolan's new like Odyssey movie, right? Like, okay, yeah, he hired a black woman to play Helena Troy. I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever, you do you. The problem is that he didn't hire her because she was the best fit for the role, or because like he was trying to make some statement about like how fictional characters in Greek mythos, who I guess their race is never directly mentioned, could be anyone. It could be anyone. It's almost like we're ignoring the whole storytelling aspect of, if the character wasn't from another country, they're not going to mention their race per se. What the like, they only mention their race if they are foreign. That's how storytelling's worked for hundreds of years, thousands of years. But the problem with that casting is not that he cast a black woman. It's that he exploited a black woman to be eligible for an award. And I'm not kidding. That's actually what it was about. Because the Academy Awards changed their rules so that only certain levels of diversity in film can be eligible for awards.
Really?
Yep. Which is illegal. It's not illegal, but it's something that is, I would say, is counter to the Constitution.
Well, and it's horrible too, because like you also have, they're exploiting her as Helen of Troy, and ironically, she wouldn't even be eligible for a fucking award if that's the case, because in the actual in the actual Odyssey, Helen of Troy is maybe in like 1 or 2 scenes. Mm-hmm. In the entire Odyssey. She is not a big part of the story at all. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm pretty sure what happens is Odysseus, I think, meets Helen of Troy. Or Telemachus meets Helen of Troy, because Telemachus goes on his own little like mini Odyssey trying to find his dad. I'm trying to remember the actual thing. I think it's Telemachus, but I could be wrong.
Do you want to send your Telemachus data to Microsoft so we can improve our software? Sorry, I hate telemetry shit. Always ask me about telemetry and cookies. And I'm like, I don't care about either. Fuck off. Stop stealing my data.
I hate cookies.
Stop tracking me. Like, it's weird. Like, it's weird.
Fucking stalker.
Like, yeah, just like the creatures in Subnautica. Stop following me to my front door. I can't kill you. Like...
Well, it's like, it is goofy to me that, they're like, oh, we don't want violence in our games or whatever. But there's not even the big enemies don't even drop aggro, like, after you've run out of like a far enough distance. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, well, it depends. Like the nibbler mangoes, they follow you fucking everywhere, man. And there's certain other like enemies that just like they'll attack you for no reason. Like, because I understand if the enemies were like, because the game is, I think the game does possess themes of like coexisting with nature or whatever, right? Fine, sure. You want to have a story about that? Totally get it. But have the creatures coexist with me, because they fucking don't. I didn't do anything to the Needlers. I didn't even go close to them, and then they started shooting at me, and then they started shooting at my ship and knocked it down into crush depth. So it fucking started taking even more damage. And I'm like, bro, like, what the... And to be fair, Unknown Worlds did mention in their apology, in their letter to the community, that, the creature balance isn't very good right now. It's not very fun to... when you don't have, like, reliable methods of dealing with hostile creatures or anything. And so you can't have any confidence in actually facing them, because the methods that they have are not that good. The aggro is like a little bit too much and stuff like that. I'm glad they admitted that. I'm really glad. Again, still not addressing the core issue of how hypocritical it is to design violent creatures in their game and then tell you that you're a bad person for wanting to be violent and not wanting to...
Violent back to them.
And, yeah. And, like... it's just it's so dumb. Well, and then they're also like, well, it's about coexisting with nature. Except the problem is that the game directly tasks you. Maybe the story will spin this some way later, but like the game directly tasks you with going around destroying the source of the viral infection. So going around with a sonic resonator blasting these fucking flowers that produce viruses, that's fine, right? Like virus lives don't matter, but the lives of these fucking hell abominations that hunt you relentlessly without rest, their lives matter. Their lives are important. We don't want to hurt them, because them consuming literally everything they come into contact with isn't going to harm the environment, but me killing them will, apparently.
There is a key card over here. I meant to tell you, I think we have 4 today.
Yeah. I'm just yapping.
Yeah, it's just goofy. Also, I'm watching you play. I have the tiniest nitpick that's not even like shouldn't even be serious. Why are the Nibbler mangoes called mangoes if they're not orange and they're blue?
Well, they're blue and orange. They got like they're not even really orange, like yellowish.
Okay, because I only remember seeing blue, and I was like, why? Okay.
I just don't think the name is very good. Like Nibbler, anything else, mango, I just don't get.
Or just call them Nibblers. Full stop.
Well, then they might get sued by Futurama. But that was the alien's name, right? Nibbler?
I don't know. I did not watch Futurama very often.
It was okay.
Much.
I didn't really think much of it myself, but...
Well, it's like The Simpsons. Like, I don't really find The Simpsons that funny.
Yeah, I mean, The Simpsons fell off pretty hard a while back, and I guess they had a recent sort of triumph with, like, you probably remember it, the anime episode they did based on Death Note.
Oh, no, I did not. I don't think I've seen that at all.
They actually had the original studio that animated Death Note do that episode.
What?
Yep. And it's
That's
pretty
really
interesting.
cool.
It's got a really interesting tale about Lisa being mad at humans for polluting the world and stuff like that. So she's got the Death Note and stuff like that, something similar to it, right? And then, but it, like her own hubris and false assumptions kind of lead to her downfall. It's a really interesting story, actually. While keeping like humor and like sort of the tongue-in-cheek nature of old Simpsons, so it's just very interesting, and the art style's great. I mean, like I said, the studio that made it, same as the Death Note studio. So
okay, I will have to watch that one episode then, because that sounds hilarious. I didn't know that they even hired like outside studios to do animations and stuff. That's insane.
It was for their Treehouse of Horror special, so
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I feel like that's probably why.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got them on board to do it, because like
I don't even know what they've
Simpsons
been doing
Fox.
since then.
Yeah, Simpsons is Fox, and they're owned by Disney. So I'm assuming that Disney probably had some pull, because they probably are in charge of like publishing rights for Death Note in North America or something like that. I don't know. Also, I missed this, but Classic Kaiju also said that, fun fact, when Princess Diana was 16 and King Charles was 29, he described her as a young, attractive 16-year-old. That's weird.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's very Trump-coded.
If she wasn't an infant, I'd be married to her.
Yeah.
Like, fucking what?
If she hadn't come from my balls, she'd have come from my balls.
Jesus. I'll get the door.
I'll get the server. I don't know why I was running out there. For some reason I thought I was the one that needed to go to the door.
Well, because usually I'm the one that because I have a fucking neurotic need to get rid of my fucking key cards. That was a hell of a beating. He's like beating up eggs. Make some scrambled eggs.
He's like beating up a child.
Yeah. A young, attractive 16-year-old. Fucking die.
Yeah.
Fucking die. Like, what even is the age of consent in Britain? I don't know. I feel like it's either 17 or 18.
I feel like it's got to be 18. Like,
Yeah.
most places in the developed world are 18. There's like few exceptions, like Japan is younger, I think.
Japan is fucked for that, honestly.
Yeah, Japan is fucking weird about that shit.
Like,
I don't really get, like, I understand it's probably some cultural difference, but I also don't want to chalk it up to culture because that just seems sort of like, I don't want to generalize and put people in a box like that because I doubt that every single one of them supports that. So I don't want to say that's like, oh, it's just how it is, right, for Japanese people. Because I'm sure there's plenty of Japanese people who disagree.
Weird.
But yeah, it is weird.
How do you not, like, I feel like there's probably just a lot of people being exploited over there a little bit, and it just makes me fucking yuck.
Yeah, well, that's another thing too. Is like the exploitation is like really bad in some parts of the world like that, where it's just like it really sucks to see that it still goes on as much as it does, and it's bad that also in the West we're sort of bringing back our own levels of exploitation in ways that I think had largely died out by the 2000s. But now it's like, oh yeah, if we make a traditionally white character black and female, then we'll get people talking about it. We'll get free advertising and improve our sales on this shitty movie we didn't even plan on putting that much money into to begin with.
Yep.
It's so unfortunate because like I'd love to even see their paychecks, right? Like anytime they've done like these these diversity things or whatever, or like gender swaps or whatever, I'd love to see if their paychecks match what they would have given an A-list male actor that actually fit the character in the traditional sense. Because I don't like, and this is the thing, like I don't really care about race swaps or gender swaps, whatever. For the most part, like I don't think it really matters. People are like, a common rebuttal is like, well, what about a white Black Panther, right? Like, what if we did that? And I'm and because I've made that joke too, or a white Blade would be funny. And of course, people are like, well, with Black Panther, like his race is central to the story. And I'm like, yeah, but couldn't you tell a story about a fictional world where white people are oppressed, in the same way that Black people were? I mean, it wouldn't even really be that fictional because you can find examples of it in real history. But you could tell a story like that, and Black Panther's not really about oppression, is it? It's more about how Wakanda is sort of fucking themselves over and fucking their own brothers over, their own people and their neighbors over because they won't share their miraculous technology and advancements with the rest of the world, let alone even the other countries in their very own continent, and how that's like that and the tribalism that they still practice in this super advanced society is somehow superior to everything else on the planet. And the moral of the story is like it's their duty to help others by sharing their advancements with the world because they could save so many lives or whatever. So it's really about how Wakanda was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And T'Challa's dad was a piece of shit. And T'Challa's going to be better, but he started out as a piece of shit. Like it's just that's what it is, right? Mm-hmm. It's a criticism of the tradition fallacy, effectively.
Yeah. Even though it's not intended that way in the movie, which is hilarious.
No, it's not, and it's not very good in that regard.
No, it's funny because it's kind of similar to some of the tradition fallacy stuff from like the Dune movie. Because like I heard like Papa Meat talking about it, and he's like, I think it's just fucking stupid. Like, what you guys have, like, they have to like do a specific thing where for fighting for like the throne or whatever, they have to you have like a knife, but then you all like it's because everyone's wearing these like weird force field, like skin tight force fields that don't like they're bulletproof, but a knife can get through it somehow if stabbed the right way. And he's like, you're telling me that these people can literally snort cinnamon and see God, but no one's like, hey, I made a laser that can like can buzz through that. Like, it makes no sense.
Well, and I will say that, to be fair, something that's bullet resistant does not make it knife proof.
No, but it's like magic though.
They're very
it's
different
just, like,
things.
yeah.
Goofy. Well, the thing is that like it's the thing about vibranium is that it's supposed to absorb kinetic energy. So it doesn't matter what the source of the kinetic energy. It should be able to absorb all kinetic energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what it does.
But then it doesn't.
Yeah. I still think the monowire from Cyberpunk would beat a vibranium suit any day.
Probably.
It's just it's one molecule thin. Just whip a person with it and like cut them in half, right? Or like chop their limbs off. It'd be great.
Mm-hmm. Fucking love the monowire. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I think the Mantis Blades are still my favorite, but
aesthetically they're my
is
favorite.
close.
But monowire just conceptually is really cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I am gonna end stream here. We'll be back tomorrow with more rating the DOJ.
DOJ.
So tune in for that, and